The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the human delegation's ship detached from the station. Through the panoramic viewing window, Ambassador Melissa's vessel became a distant speck against the stars, its engines flaring one final time before jumping to hyperspace. In that moment, Council Speaker Theronval felt the weight of a mistake that would echo through generations. It had started 30 cycles ago when humanity first made contact. They arrived with open hands and curious eyes, eager to join the galactic community. The Council, in its ancient wisdom, or what it believed to be wisdom, had treated them as primitives. Useful primitives, perhaps, but primitives nonetheless. Burak remembered the day differently. As a junior human diplomat assigned to the Council's military committee, he had watched Melissa navigate the treacherous political waters with grace and determination. Where others saw obstruction, she saw opportunity. Where others heard insults, she heard fear. But even her patience had limits. The humans had contributed everything asked of them. When the Vrexian plague threatened to wipe out 3 star systems, it was human medical researchers who worked around the clock to synthesize a cure. When the Cathari rebellion destabilized the Outer Rim, human peacekeepers volunteered first, bled first, and died first. And when the Council needed someone to establish contact with the mysterious void dwellers in the Hadean expanse, it was Burak who spent 2 years in isolation, learning their quantum-based communication, nearly losing his sanity in the process. Yet every Council session followed the same pattern. Human proposals were tabled indefinitely. Human representatives were given speaking slots at the end of agendas, when most delegates had already left. Human territorial disputes were resolved in favor of older species. The message was clear. Humanity could serve but never lead. They could give but never receive. Melissa had endured it with remarkable composure. Theronval recalled watching her present humanity's request for a single council seat. Not even a voting seat, merely an advisory position. She had prepared for months, gathering support from minor species who remembered human aid. Her presentation was flawless, her arguments irrefutable. The vote failed spectacularly. 17-3. What the Council didn't know is that Melissa had stopped trying to convince them months before that vote. The presentation was a formality, a final courtesy. While she spoke of cooperation and mutual benefit, Burak was already coordinating something far more significant. Humanity had been quietly building alliances outside Council space. The Lissaran Collective, dismissed by the Council as irrelevant. The free worlds of Andara, considered too fractious to matter. The Silicon communes deemed too alien for diplomatic relations. Nearly 40 independent civilizations had grown tired of the Council's patronizing hierarchy. And humanity offered them something revolutionary. Genuine partnership. The first sign came when human mining operations in Council territory suddenly ceased. Overnight, 17 asteroid refineries went dark. The Council barely noticed. Humans were always doing incomprehensible things with their operations. The second sign was harder to ignore. 3 of the Council's most prestigious research institutions found their human staff had resigned simultaneously. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and specialists simply disappeared. When the Xenothari tried to access the quantum computing network humans had built for them, they found it password-locked and encrypted beyond their ability to break. The third sign came with Melissa's final address to the Council. Esteemed delegates, she had begun, her voice carrying none of its usual warmth. Humanity thanks the Council for 27 cycles of instruction. We have learned much about galactic civilization. We've learned that mercy is weakness, that cooperation is submission, that those who give freely are assumed to have nothing of value. Theronval had felt the first whisper of unease then. We've also learned, Melissa continued, that there exists a galaxy beyond this chamber. Civilizations who value partnership over hierarchy. Species who measure worth by character rather than age. And so, effective immediately, humanity withdraws from Council space. We will honor all existing civilian contracts, but all military and research cooperation ends today. The chamber erupted. Demands for explanation, threats of consequences, accusations of betrayal. Through it all, Melissa stood calmly, Burak at her side. You cannot leave, Council Admiral Vexthor had thundered. You are bound by treaty. You are obligated. Burak had stepped forward then, producing a holographic document that filled the chamber with light. Article 47, Section 12. Any species may withdraw from council affiliation provided all debts are settled and 60 days notice is given. We submitted our formal notice 58 days ago. As for debts, he smiled without humor. We calculate the council owes humanity approximately 8 trillion credits worth of unpaid medical care, infrastructure development, and military service. We're willing to call it even. The recording of that session had been Theronval's last view of humanity before they departed. Melissa's final words haunted him. You wanted us to know our place. We have learned it. Our place is anywhere but here. That was 6 cycles ago. Now the council faced crisis after crisis. The Vrexian plague had mutated, and there were no human researchers to modify the cure. The Cathari rebellion had reignited, emboldened by the absence of human peacekeepers. The quantum communication network had become unstable without human maintenance. 3 council species had defected to join humanity's new alliance, the Partnership of Free Peoples, they called it. Theronval stared at the space where humanity's ship had been. He finally understood what they'd lost. Not soldiers or scientists or engineers, those were replaceable. They'd lost something more precious, humans' willingness to help anyway, even when insulted. Their stubborn, infuriating optimism. Their belief that different species could truly work together. The Council had taught humanity a lesson, that idealism has no place in galactic politics. What the Council failed to realize until too late was that humanity had taught them something too. They'd shown what the galaxy could be, and in driving them away, the Council had ensured it never would be. In the observation deck of the Partnership's new flagship, Melissa stood beside Burak, watching their growing fleet assemble. 43 species united not by fear or obligation, but by choice. Any regrets? Burak asked. Melissa smiled, genuine this time. Only that we waited so long. Behind them, the Council's territory grew smaller. Ahead, the galaxy waited, vast, dangerous, and full of possibility. Humanity at last was free to explore it with those who valued them. And the Council, alone in their marble chamber, finally understood the cost of their arrogance.